kabuuhan na kinailangan nasa 5-6 billion nailagay sa unprogrammed. Alam naman natin yung unprogrammed, magic na po yun. Kung meron tayong savings, okay. Kung wala, tiis.
LGUs also follow up with us is the credit limit of the special disbursing officer has been met, or there is a limit to the number of special disbursing officers who are in plantilla position. So my question is the increase in the plantilla positions of those implementing the AIX aligned with the increase of the pie in our allocation for AIX in the past several years, if not decades? Because I've been here since 98. At that time, there was no AIX. Even 2004, even 2010. But we lawmakers keep on increasing, just like Dole Tupad and the Dswd AIX, because it's really helpful. And at least in the implementation I see, and I want to commend the Dswd, the people are really hardworking. There is zero corruption for as long as I know, for those where I attend, and I can see there are payout masters. But the problem really is, and I've called the secretary about this, and I'm not blaming any Dswd, it may be deemed slow, maybe it may be called inefficient only because of the credit limit of special disbursing officers. So, my question is, what do we do while the DBM has not accepted or acted on the more than 6,000 additional plantilla positions that are needed to be able to implement just this one program of government? Thank you.
In truth, the requests have been ignored by DBM. Ever since 2022, the permanent positions in DSWD have remained stagnant until today at about 3,300, 3,400 permanent positions. Sa social worker pa lamang, maraming nakatenga na 6,000 halos. Social worker na yan, hindi pa rin permanente. Ang ating DSWD, siguro isa sa pinakamataas na naglalabag sa ENDO, nasa 44%, 18,205 today are contractual, 71 are casual, 18,412 are job order lang. At sila ang disbursing officer, hawak-hawak ang cash at hindi mabigyan ng mas mataas na credit limit. Kaya ito talaga ang malaking problema. Ang dami-dami natin tinatambak na trabaho pero hindi naman natin binibigyan ng sapat na kontrata, wala namang sweldo na maaasahan at wala man lang kasunduan sa DSWD.
Yes. May I know what is the credit limit of one special disbursing officer?
Depende
what is
kasi.
The maximum credit limit?
100 million para sa pinakamataas na salary grade, USEC ba yan?
That's very high. That's very big.
Yes, that's correct. SG30, that's USEC level, and that's 100 million.
But we know the USECs do not do the payouts, and they don't act as disbursing officers. So my question is, perhaps just so that we know, how many disbursing officers are there in one region, and what is the salary grade of these disbursing officers, and how do we increase them? I know that there is a 6,300 request for DBM. I know that DBM will not be able to fund the plantilla positions of the 600.
Iba-iba kasi yung disbursing officers sa iba't ibang region. Iba-iba yung numero, depende sa laki. At alam natin kapag Metro Manila o Region 4A, talagang napakalaki. Ganon din yung Region 7, pagkalaki-laki. So iba-iba rin ang number of employees. Iba-iba rin yung kanilang disbursement allowance. Depende sa kanilang salary grade. Sabi nga, yung USEC nasa SG30, pagkatapos yung RD nasa SG28. So, iba-iba rin.
Realizing that DBM will not be able to give the more than 6,000 plantilla positions, how will we be able to effectively and efficiently implement the big AIX pie that the Senate Congress is giving the DSWD given the same problem that exists now, that there's a credit limit for the limited number of personnel?
Yes, the effort really is right now, kung maaari, ang ginagawa nila, may cash sharing sila na fina-farm out na sa land bank. At nag-umpisa na ito sa Region 4A at saka sa Region 3 kasi hindi na nga kinakaya ng taga DSWD dahil labis-labis na nga ang laki ng pondo at napakaraming beneficiary.
I believe this is a similar problem with Tupad as well, where there's also a limitation
Pero
on
ang
the number
tupad
of
ang
personnel.
liit-liit lang kung ihahambing sa
Compared to the average.
linalabas nila kasi meron silang QRF sa disaster, madalian pa yun. May AIX, may Akap, may sangkatutak na programa sa DSWD.
Akap is a new program, yes.
Yung SOCPEN, napakalaki nun, yung social pension sa ating mga senior citizen.
I'll get to that. I'm glad
Ang
that's actually-
laki-laki na talaga ng
Yes.
programa ng DSWD, pero halos nakapako ang empleyado na permanente sa bilang ng 3,400.
Okay.
With the permission of the good Senator Legarda, just one question. May I know who distributes the AKAP?
Ang DSWD ang siyang nagdi-distribute ng AKAP.
Personally?
Hindi na, nabasa ko na.
Pareho rin lang ng iba't ibang programa kapag may listahan, susundan nila katulad ng SLP, ng AIX at iba't iba pa.
Who goes to the venue? Because no senators go to the venue.
Ang atin mga social worker at yung mga empleyado ng DSWD na mga paymaster.
Who else?
Maraming sumasama na politiko, nakikita naman po natin.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, Senator Marcos.
Would you like a more specific answer to that? Yeah. Okay.
If you may. If you wish to do so.
AKAP is a new initiative, yes. You mentioned about what are the programs, just so that it's on the record, what are the programs of the DSWD? I am familiar with the AIX, which has AIX for scholarships, for burial assistance, for livelihood assistance, financial assistance during disasters. And we have the Sustainable Livelihood Program. May I clarify, can the AIX be used for partially damaged and totally damaged homes? Because I tried to look at the programs of the DSWD.
Yes,
or
certainly.
even Dswd.
The AIX can be utilized for disasters. So victims of disasters can also access AIX and use it for food, for medicine, for educational assistance, and also for houses. Although the previous program for partially and totally damaged houses is now under NHA.
I know that even referring to victims of Typhoon Christine, there's really difficulty. Hirap na hirap ang mga nasalanta na walang yero, walang bubong.
Cash assistance ang binibigay.
Oo, hindi nila
Pero
alam sa
ang
lalapit.
tagal-tagal. Ang
Okay,
tagal-tagal
sinabi na
talaga.
nyo, sinagot na nyo yung tanong ko, ano pong ahensya ng gobyerno ang pinaka mabilis na lapitan sa mga nasalanta na walang bubong, nabutas ang bubong, o nawala ng bahay? Sa akin po tinatanong kung NHA ba, shelter assistance and Dswd pero hindi rin, LGSF ba pero mabagal rin yon, o DSWD. San ho
Palagay
sila
ko,
hihingi ng pangbili ng yero?
Sa hunot dulo, DSWD pa rin ang pinakamabilis. Sa bagal natin, mas mabilis pa rin. Kasi kung mag-iintay ka dyan sa NHA, hahanapin pa nila ng pera. Pagkatapos kung yung NDRRMC, nagbibiroan kami, tapos na yung emergency, nag-aaral pa lang sila. So, sasagutin ko, DSWD pa rin eh.
Okay. From the time that when Christine happened 2 weeks ago, up to now, to 2 weeks, ganong kabilis po kung ang mga barangay ay nagbigay na po ng listahan ng nasalanta, partially damaged and damaged, what's the fastest time that we are able to provide housing assistance? And what is the maximum amount?
Well, kapag kumpleto at buo yung listahan ng mga opisyal at na-verify ng mga lokal na mga social welfare, sa loob ng 1 linggo na bayaran sa Bicol yung mga nasalanta ng Typhoon Christine at nabigyan ng 10,000 kada isa.
Sana ganun. Alam natin, at least in Region 4A
At least sa
and 6.
Kamsur yun.
Okay.
Nagawa kagad.
So, ang 1 linggo ay dapat batayan natin sa ating mga regional offices at provincial offices sa panahon na nabigyan na ng kompletong listahan. So, I'm putting it on record, it should be 7 days from the time that the complete lists are given, if the funds are available, because we have allocated it through amendments in an increased budget, and as long as the information is accurate and complete. So 7 days. Because in my experience, perhaps 1 month, 2 months, and when I call SecRex, he's been very helpful. I know that the reason would be there's a lack of plantilla positions for the credit limit of the SDOs. So, right? So that it goes
Tama
back
po.
to the
Talagang
lack
kinakapos ng tauhan.
kinakapos ng tauhan. Which brings me to the same question of my first question na, paano natin gagawin? Amend tayo ng amend na lumalaki ang budget, pero yung tauhan na mag-i-implement. So, does this lead to an unobligated...
Dahil nga sa kawalan ng sagot mula sa DBM tungkol sa karagdagang mga regular items, napilitan na nga yung DSWD na mag-farm out nitong cashiering. Para yung cashiering sa land bank na lamang. Para sang-ayon na yung land bank, meron na silang MOA.
Yes.
At sana mapabilis at yung mga tauhan ng DSWD hindi naman mapinsala sa daan o mahirapan o matagalan sa pagbabayad.
So, I think that's a good idea to have a MOA with land bank. And so,
Nag-umpisa na sa 4A and Region 3.
I'm sorry?
Nag-umpisa na sa 4A and
so ang
Region
land bank ay
Sila na yung
kasama
payout.
Sila ang mag-payout.
Oo.
The land bank payout masters will go to the barangays and the LGUs. Hindi po pupunta ang mga benepisyaryo ng AIC sa mga land bank branches. Right? Sila ang pupunta.
Oo, lalabas sila sa bangko.
Yes.
At sila na mismo ang cashiering.
Okay.
Pagkat nga napaka-konti ng tao ng DSWD.
Okay, I think that's a good innovation of the good secretary, and I hope we see that this will happen in the next few months. We can see that on the next few weeks, lalo magpapasko, na marami yan nangangailangan na naman, at saka ang daming bagyo, pasunod-sunod. Alam natin din,
Meron rin tayong USSC na Western Union, ang partner na land bank, na sana sa kinabukasan, sa mga susunod na buwan, kung maaari yung digital payments. Pero ang problema lagi dyan, yung payment portal, naniningil. Nagbabawas ng 50 pesos o 30 pesos, talagang ayaw na may awas. Ayaw ng mga beneficiary. So dapat, sinabi ko nga sa DSWD, yung digital payout, mangyayari lang yan kung tayo, ang pamahalaan, ang magbabayad sa ating mga payment
pwede yan
portal.
kung dagdagan natin ang pondo para tayo, pamahalaan, ang magabayad doon. And if it will make it more efficient, I would support that amendment to the budget or a special provision that a special portal could be used. So, the innovation of MOA with land bank, that's good. The special portal, yes, and I would be amenable even if there's a bit of a charge. Of course, any service has a charge as long as it would not come from the AIX. What is the deadline, if any, of AIX? Because in past years, I would hear that there are deadlines because the liquidation, COA, etc. But we know that the needs of the people are even greater during the end of the year and beginning of the year.
Ang laging sinasabi ng lahat, ahensya naman yata, katulad ng DSWD, November 30 ang binibigay na date para makapagsara sila ng libro at mahabol yung December 31. Sa
so ibig
liquidation
sabihin po,
ng department.
Ang ibig sabihin po, November 30, wala nang payout ng AIX. Paano na yung mga nag-submit nung na Christine o itong na Pepito? Tapos, hindi na abutan ng November 30 deadline, mag-aantay po sila hanggang sa bagong taon? Pagkatapos po ng bagong taon?
Miski sa probinsya. Ang maaring mangyari, pagkatapos ng November 30, pupunta na yung mga beneficiary, hinahakot na lamang ng DSWD at dinadala sa mga opisina. Doon sila pwedeng bayaran on-site, on DSWD site. Pero hindi lalabas yung DSWD kasi sabi nila, talagang mahihirapan sila mag-liquidate ng kanilang mga payout at hindi mahahabol ang deadline sa
Okay.
katapusan.
Naiintindihan natin ang tungkulin ng DSWD na mag-comply sa government rules and regulations. Naintindihan natin sa nakaraang taon ay palaging may deadline on November 30, kaya I wanted to put in record because LGUs don't know this. People in need in the barangays don't know this. And we know that there will be more intense typhoons in the coming weeks. And then we look at the SWD and we cannot pay AIX. It's hard to explain to a person or families in need, sorry po, nagli-liquidate ngayon sa opisina. Mahirap pong tanggapin yan, lalong magpapasko. So, it would be a good suggestion to include maybe on the social media pages of DSWD, where are the DSWD offices, where those who have completed the requirements for submissions of names of beneficiaries nationwide. In short, the cash is available. It's just the process of government. And they can do the payouts in the various DSWD office in the following addresses, right? That would be very helpful if that is how I understand it to be. Hindi po nauubos ang pera, may proseso, iba lang ang lokasyon, hindi na po sa LGU. Tama ba po?
Oo, yun po ang nangyari kasi tulad nga ng sinasabi po ninyo, talagang halimbawa, yung bagyong Odette, December 22, magpapasko na. Alam nga naman sabihin natin, serado na ang takilya, hindi na
No,
pwede
that's
magbayad,
why.
wala na
Correct. I remember Odette.
Yung Odette, di ba, bago magpasko, talagang tumama ng matindi sa Southern Leyte,
Yes.
sa Biliran. At alam ko na yung DSWD napunta pa rin. Pero doon nga sa opisina, kapag cash. Pero yung tumutulong pa rin sila sa mga prepositioned food at iba't iba pang gamit.
yes.
Yung hygiene kits at iba't iba
Ang
pa.
preposition food items, including hygiene kits, ay nandyan po.
Kasi
Hindi po
naka-preposition
titigil
na
yan.
siya.
Oo, kasi na-purchase na yan, kasama na yan sa liquidation, naka-preposition maski Desyembre. Pero yung pag-payout po ng mga financial assistance ay magpapatuloy basta sa lokasyon ng opisina ng DSWD. At
Tama.
sila naman po ay situated sa lahat ng probinsya, lahat ng syudad. Ito po, meron pong mga SWAD, Social Welfare Officers, sa kada LGU. Hindi po yan DSWD staff. So,
Mga LGU staff
it will be
yan.
LGU. So, we're referring, kasi baka ma-confuse lang tao, so I have to put it on record, hindi po ito sa mga SWAD. Ito po sa DSWD Regional, Provincial, District Offices. Right? Magdadagsa naman po.
Just to clarify, yung SWAT, DSWD, yung munisipyo, LSWDO.
Okay.
Municipal Social Welfare.
Very-
Oo,
thank you
local
for that.
yun. So, dalawa yun.
Yung SWAD is DSWD. Okay. So when you say that they may go to the office of the DSWD, does that mean that every LGU, ang SWAD po, ay maaring mag-pay out after November 30? Or are you only referring to regional and provincial offices of DSWD? Para po maliwanag.
Oo, yung SWAT nagpe-pay out sa iba't ibang opisina ng syudad, ng munisipyo, ng
Yes.
probinsya.
Yes.
Yun ang DSWD office. Pero yung sa munisipyo, yung MWSS at saka yung iba pang mga
They're
empleyado ng
LGU
LGU,
employees.
hindi kakayanin mag-pay out. Kung ano lang naka-preposition na pagkain at saka pinaghanda ng mga hygiene kit, yun lang ang hawak ng LGU, yun lang ang mabibigay.
And so, it's just important that the public knows where to go. The LGU social welfare officers are not authorized because they're not the SWD, but the SWAD offices maybe not. So probably you're referring to the regional and provincial DSWD offices who can directly administer the payouts for those who did not receive until November 30. Is that
Tama.
correct? Okay,
Tama.
clear.
Tama po, kaya magandang i-publicize nila ng todo,
Yung
maliban
location.
pa sa website at saka ma-inform yung tao. Kasi kung minsan nga pinapagalitan yung mga lokal, wala namang hawak yung lokal ng mga
Exactly.
AIC sa tulong.
So, importanteng nalalaman natin yung diferensya, yung mga lokal na social worker at saka yung SWAT at saka anong office ng DSWD ang otorisado na mag-payout. Kasi nakikita natin, kaya nga na nangyari, sabi nyo sa Odette, hindi pwedeng, sarado ang DSWD kasi nag-liquidate kami. Hindi natin pwede sabihin yan sa mga biktima ng disaster. Ngayon, sa pagpirma ng budget ng Desyembre, alam natin wala pang pondo ang gobyerno dahil ang tax filing at paying season ay Abril. Tayo ba'y makakaasa na may pondo po ang DSWD? Of course, number one, yung galing po sa previous year. May carry over yan. Maliban dyan, saan po kukuha sa napakaraming pangangailangan sa Enero, Pebrero, Marso?
Ang problema, talagang fully disbursed na. Ang QRF, DRRP, ang AIX, all out na yata ang DSWD sa dinami-dami ng ating bagyo. Namumroblema nga tayo kasi parati taon-taon ang binibigay lang natin sa QRF nasa 1.250. Dinadagdagan pa nga ng Senado ng additional 500 million. Pero umaabot na sa taong ito pa lamang, umabot na ng 9.625 billion. And 93.51% disbursed na. Kaya
Wala nang carry over po sa
wala na po i-carry over.
Paano po
Baka hindi
natin?
pa abutin ng katapusan.
Paano po natin bibigyan ng pansin at tulong ang mga nangangailangan simula ng Enero kung kakapirma lang po ng budget?
Narinig ko naman si Secretary Amina nung nagre-report kay Presidente na may pera pa yung calamity o contingency fund at andyan syempre ang PAGCOR at PCSO. Pero kung sa DSWD po, talagang sagad to the bone na
So,
sila.
may we know when will DSWD be able to implement the national budget of GAA 2025 considering that January, as you said, wala pa yung pondo, kailan mapupuno yung pondo ayon sa ating pinapangako sa mga tao na bilyon-bilyon piso?
Yes, as a general rule, it's signed in January. As soon as the President signs the GAA for 2025, alam naman natin na automatic na yung release hanggat may pera kahit bahagya pa lamang, kahit first tranche pa lamang o mobilization
So
pa
we're
lamang.
assuring the Filipino people that even if there could be no carryover of the funds of 2024, that because we have allocated it in the law, which is a GAA 2025, once it's signed, the BBM, the DSWD assures us that there would be provisions for payouts for any form of assistance. Is that
Sabay dasal po, naka-siyam na replenishment na sa taon na ito pa lamang.
Okay, binanggit po nyo na maaring walang pondo sa DSWD, may PAGCOR PSO. Wag po natin asahan yung
May
PSO,
binanggit
PAGCOR.
yung ating budget secretary, yung contingency fund pa ng presidente, calamity fund, alam naman natin
Okay,
meron pa.
para po sa kaalaman po ng lahat, I just want to put it on record, pati po yung NDREAM fund has been depleted. Ayon po sa OCD, Yusek Ariel Nepomuceno, would you believe, 168 million na lang ang natitira sa NDREAM fund. I'm not referring to the QRF. This is the NDREAM fund. And he told me, wala na talaga. So it's only middle of November. God forbid anything, something that Karina, Christine happens in the next few weeks. Even the NDREAM fund is only 168 million remaining. And he said, if you put together all the requests of LGUs based on Christine alone and the past typhoons, it's already 24 billion. So the
Yes.
remaining 168 million and the requests in OP, which have been consolidated based on the PDNA, the Post-Disaster Needs Assessment, is already 24 billion. That is insofar as the NDREAM. So,
Tama
Sinasabi
po.
ko po,
Kaya nung nakita ko sa television lang naman, narinig ko naman na parang may kumpiyansa naman si Secretary Amina at ang sabi niya, meron pang contingency fund ang ating Pangulo, halos hindi pa raw nagagalaw at nabanggit din niya yung PCSO at PAGCOR. Parang wala naman siyang kaba na kukulangin.
okay. So, we will leave it at that. Isa po sa napakandang programa dahil tayo po ay nag-uusap tungkol sa programa, AX ay isa lamang. Yung SLP, maganda po yan na programa. That's a program. It's not yet a law. Would the good secretary, through the sponsor, may I ask, wish that this be institutionalized? Because we know that the Sustainable Livelihood Program aims to enhance the socio-economic conditions of vulnerable households by providing access to livelihood opportunities and resources. We also see that from the GAB to the Senate, am I correct in what I'm reading, that this has been increased, Madam Chair, Mr. President?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, may I know the reason for the increase of the Sustainable Livelihood Program? Who are the targeted communities? Only 4P families or even outside of 4Ps are they allowed? And how will the Senate version, assuming it's retained in the final GAA, help the marginalized and vulnerable households, Madam Chair?
Alam niyo, dinagdagan po natin ang SLP kasi parating sinasabi na yung 4Ps walang katapusan. Ngayon, talaga ini-implementa na yung batas na hanggang 7 taon lamang ang 4Ps. Pagkatapos nun, mahirap pa yung mga pamilya na binigyan ng 4Ps. So, kinakailangan may iba't ibang exit strategy. Isang exit strategy na nakikita natin na talagang mabisa at mabilis itong SLP dahil ang SLP ay nagbibigay ng kabuhayan, nagbibigay ng trabaho. So, sa dalawang bahaging yan, sinasagot niya yung pagkukulang ng 4Ps. So, yun ang nais natin gawin na dapat may katapusan yung pantawid pamilya. Hindi naman po pwede na lagi na lang nariyan, ayaw naman natin ng ganon, at maganda naman na magkaroon ng self-employment o di kaya trabaho na. Yun na yung SLP.
Ako talaga ay sang-ayon dyan dahil ako'y naniniwala na kailangan hindi lang puro dole out, ay bigyan po natin ng puhunan para magkaroon ng pinagkakakitaan MSME microenterprises. Kaya lang ako po'y nagtataka, hindi lang sa administrasyong ito, kundi sa mga nakaraan dahil muntik na po ako naging DSWD nung nakaraang administrasyon, so sinuri ko po ito. Bakit pong napakababa ng obligation? Well, my figures are just July 31 this year, no? Baka bumilis na ngayon. Ang SLP po ay only 8.7%, tama ba yun? Ang poor household na na-assist. Ang target ay 305,393. Ito ba ay dahil masama ang performance, kulang ang pondo, or kasi 8.7% lang ng mga poor households sa universe na kailangan tulungan ang natutulungan. Kulang ba ho ng pondo kaya nyo inakyat ang pondo at dinamihan? It says here.
Sa awa ng Diyos, napabilis na yung disbursement. Nasa 67.88% na sila ngayon dahil lang ginagawa sa SLP yung training at capacity building ang inuuna. Kaya yung gastos nahuhuli. Pero nag-improve na, pero aaminin natin na talagang napakababa ng utilization rate dati kasi natatagalan sa list of target areas, number of beneficiaries, pagkatapos napakatagal nun ng pagbubukas ng mga bank account ng mga beneficiaries. Kasi
Ayun,
mga
ang
poorest of the poor yan, wala silang documentation at ayaw kilalanin ng land bank sa mga kasulok-sulukang probinsya yung MOA sa DSWD. Pero nagagawa na ng paraan at mukhang napapabilis na ang performance natin. At hindi lang 4Ps ang binibigyan, tulad ng nabanggit po ninyo, yung low income earners, marginalized, vulnerable, disadvantaged, PWD, etc. na bibigyan at may bagong MOA nga na agaran sila bibigyan ng bank account.
Ano po ang pinaka mababang amount ng SLP at anong klaseng microenterprise ang pinaka paborito o matagumpay ng ating mga households na mahihirap? bigasan, sari-sari store, mini grocery, pananahi.
Okay, ang pinakamababa nasa 15,000. 15,000 ang pinakamaliit. Ang pinaka-successful, hindi yung pangkaraniwan na tindera, sari-sari. Ang pinaka-matagumpay talaga, yung skills-based. Kung magtitipon-tipon isang tropa ng karpentero, isang tropa ng welder, ayun, matagumpay yun, kikita yun. Pero, kinakailangan nila may skills. Kung pangkaraniwan lang ng buy and sell, mukhang hindi pumapatok ng gusto.
So, ang SLP ay hindi lang pang isang tao. Itong pang isang association. Kailangan sila nagbuklod-buklod na mga sa isang komunidad.
Iba-ibang modality yung SLP
Yes.
Kung minsan individual, pero kadalasan maraming mga membro. Tapos yung isang mekanismo, yung paghahanap ng trabaho. Hindi lang yung magtatatag ng kabuhayan. Pero pwede rin pangkabuhayan na sariling self-employed.
Okay. Actually, marami pa akong tanong pero ayoko nang pahabain ang ating kwento. Huli na lang po, dahil marami po mga senior citizens na mahihirap na lumalapit sa akin at meron po mga LGU na hindi po updated ang pagbayad po ng social pension ng ating senior citizens ayon na rin sa ating mga batas. So, palagi po tayo nagmamalaki, batas po natin yan, co-author ako niyan, sponsor ako niyan. Pero tatanong mo sa seniors, ay, matagal na po, 6 na buwan, mala pa. Paano ba ho ang proseso ng pagbayad ng social pension? Ito ba ay dina-download sa LGU or DSWD rin ang nagabayad sa mga regional provincial offices? At ano po yung backlog ng pagbayad ng social pension? Ilang porsyento po ang di nakakatanggap at anong kadahilanan po?
Yes, totoo po yan. At aminin natin, malaki utang natin sa ating mga ang ating mga senyoritos at senyoritas. In 2023, 490,000 ang waitlisted seniors. Hindi sila nabayaran pagkat kinulang ng pera. Pinagpilitan natin noong 2024. Pero lumobo pa rin yung seniors. Kaya't eto nga, 622, baka umabot pa ng 800,000 ang waitlisted seniors. Ang problema natin, nung last year, yung kabuuhan na kinailangan nasa 5-6 billion, nailagay sa unprogram. Alam naman natin yung unprogram, magic na po yun. Kung meron tayong savings, okay. Kung wala, tiis. Kaya dahil dito, dahil sa kakulangan ng budget, nabigyan natin yung malaking bahagi ng ating senior citizens, pero madami pa talaga sa kanila ay hindi nakakatanggap.
Sa budget for GAA 2025, ito ba hong 600,000 na senior citizen social pension ay mababayaran?
Wala pa, kukulangin pa rin.
Ilan po sa 600,000 ang nakalaan ng pondo for 2025? Hi dear.
Yes, wala pa rin pondo doon sa waitlisted ha. Etong 49.8 na nasa NEP, na dinagdagan natin ng konti, 49.8, 1 billion, parang tawaran talaga sa bilasang isda, kukulangin pa rin sa totoo lang.
So out of the 600,000, ilan po mababawas na mga senior citizens at paano nyo pipiliin?
Parang wala pa rin. Wala pa rin na mabibigyan dun sa 600,000 kasi ito pa rin yung carry over from 2023
Ilang buwan
and
po,
2024.
ilang buwan ang kakulangan sa pagbayad ng social pension? Usually nakakausap ko 6 months.
Wala talaga sila sa listahan at all. Never sila nabayaran. Ni kailan, ni minsan, ni anumang buwan.
Mga bagong senior citizens na wala sa listahan. Pero may mga nakakausap po ako na dating tumatanggap, tapos huminto po at may mga backlog sa pagbayad. Wala po sige. Tama na.
Sa palagay ko, hindi dapat mangyayari yun, ano? Yung mga bagong seniors, doon talaga wala tayong pambayad. Pero kung dati nang nasa listahan, baka nadidelay lang or nagkakatagalan lang.
Okay.
Pero dapat mabayaran sila.
Thank you for that assurance. So, yung mga bago pong senior citizens lamang ang hindi nababayaran, pero yung mga dating nang nasa listahan ay backlog, may pera pong nakalaan na dapat mabayaran silang updated. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Tuloy-tuloy ang bayad kung nasa listahan ka na. Ang problema, lumulobo nga yung numero at hindi kinakaya ng ating budget.
Where are the funds? In LGUs remitted by Dswd or in central, in the region?
Yes, the funds are transferred direct to the LGUs.
Okay, so it's the LGU's responsibility to update the payment of social pension for as long as they've received it before. Is
Yan na
that
nga ang
accurate to
problema. Masipag sila mag-update. Wala naman tayong pambayad.
say? No, but you said that as long as they've received before, there are funds
Yes, they should
transmitted.
be paying, pero yung sinasabing update, updated sa payment, pero hindi updated sa listahan kasi nadadagdagan nga eh.
Okay. So, wag ko na rin po dagdagang aking tanong kasi lalo po akong nalulungkot sa kakulangan ng ating pagbibigay ng serbisyo publiko. Not to blame the DSWD because they're really very, very hard-working workhorses. I see them every week. Thank you for the service of our payout masters, of those who are only job orders, for those we call even midnight, and those we kinukulit namin kasi tayo rin kinukulit ng mga tao, di ba, na nangangailangan. So thank you to the hardworking women and men of the DSWD led by the very hardworking secretary. So I will no longer ask my long questions because I fully support your budget and I wish I could help you increase if there's some pie we could slice to put it in the DSWD. So, yung tanong ni Senate President, Presiding Officer Pro Tempore na Akap, ibig sabihin po niyan, ang mga senators pwede rin pumunta po sa mga Akap, ganun ba ho yun? Gusto ko lang malaman yun. I think yun ang gustong malaman nung Senate President Pro Tempore na hindi niya kinumpleto ang tanong niya.
Precisely.
Pwede siguro. Lahat tayo gate crusher po.
Bakit naman po gate crusher? Kung AX po yan, or AKAP, or SLP, yan po ay puhunan ng gobyerno.
Yeah, that's the funds of the government, so we can...
Yes.
Can we
Okay,
facilitate
it's
the
on
release?
record. For the first time, naririnig ko, pwede raw po pumunta kahit hindi kumbidado.
Ay, hindi. So, ibig sabihin po, ang AKAP ay parang AX, parang SLP ay maaring puntahan. Anong kaibahan naman po ng AKAP sa AX o pareho lang po?
Alam niyo, nakakatuwa yung akap eh. Dahil biglang sumulpot yan. Wala naman sa NEP, wala naman sa DSWD budget, wala man lang sa wishlist nila. Biglang sumulpot nung nakaraang taon. At matapos yun, tinatanong ng lahat, ano ba talaga yung programang yan? Biglang Pebrero, katapusan ng Marso, tsaka lang lumabas yung mga guidelines. Kaya ang sabi nila, minimum wage earners and low income earners. Ang tanong ko, pareho ba yan ng AX? Hindi daw, kasi ito daw minimum wage. At sabi ko, may minimum wage rin na namatayan na tumatanggap ng AX. Hindi ba pareho yan? Kaya nakakalito po. At sa totoo lang, ang version ng Senado, tinanggal ko na po yan dahil ang pakiwari ko, walang programa ang pamahalaan na pag-aari ng sino man. Kinakailangan, lahat sumasapi dyan, at dahil dito, kinakailangan na pag-isahin na, isaayos na natin ang mga guidelines.
So, are you saying there's no AKAP in the Senate version?
Yes, I deleted it entirely.
How much did you delete, Mr. President, Madam Chair?
Yes, 39 billion which was added in the House version and 41 billion added for AX.
And we're saying that the 39 billion in the Senate version was reduced. And where did you put the 39 billion AKAP? back to
I leave it to the wisdom of the leadership, and I hope that during the BICAM this can be discussed. My recommendation is, while we recognize the necessity of immediate relief by direct financial assistance, it's imperative that we focus also on social protection initiatives such as those mentioned by yourself, the SLP, Kalahi Seeds, which foster long-term development and self-reliance rather than creating a new ayuda nation. Ayaw natin nun, ano? Kaya eto nga, pinopropose ko na sana dagdagan yung iba na developmental at sa kabila nun, ipagkaisa na ang AIX at Akap para hindi na nagkakaroon ng selusan, ng turuan, ng kalabuan.
Okay. I will stop at that. But to be fair, my brother's a congressman, and I've heard that he helps or joins in Akap, and the needs of our constituents, our Kasimanwas, are also served. So thank you to the SWD.
Yes,
I am not familiar with Akap. I know AIX, but whatever name of the program is, malaking tulong po. Tuwing meron pong darating dyan na DSWD AIX at Paymaster, nakangiti po ang mga nahihirapan na ating mga kababayan. So, I
Tama
will
po
leave it
yun.
at
Kaya
that. It's not
sang-ayon
for
po
me.
ako
Yeah.
na sana pag isahin na yung pondo para malaking malaki, lahat ng hihingi, mabigyan ka agad, wag na natin paghiwalayin, wala nang turuan, wala nang sisihan, wala nang akuhan na amin lang to, wala nang ganon. Basta may pondo dyan, handa para sa nangangailangan. Ganon lang kasimple. Isahin na natin at sana madali na natin kunin para sa lahat ng target beneficiaries, all persons subsisting below the poverty line, unemployed, formally employed, self-employed, seasonally, periodically employed, those in crisis or emergency situations such as severe, extended illness, disability, death in the family, working in economically hard-hit sectors, victims of natural man-made disaster, calamity, pandemics, war, or other violence, and it shall be used for food, nutritional, medical, funeral services, educational, livelihood, and other financial assistance.
Thank you very much to the chair for your very comprehensive answer to my question on the programs of the SWD, and I will probably initiate piece of legislation to institutionalize at least one program, the SLP, assuming that no one has filed that yet. But thank you so much, Madam Chair, for all the information that you've